as a professional in finance and accounting, you need to raise your head above the politics and know how to lift the standard of any people. You are right in the statement you made that people must look for multiple streams of income, but you cannot have no multiple if the single you have can't put bread on your table, right? So, Mrs. Dennis Charles, I am happy that I did this, and I'm happy that you could recognize somebody's rising to do that, because now the call that the opposition parties have made is to say, you have made us lazy, let's all be lazy, right? Finally, Matt, Mrs. Charles received an increase of 28% on her basic salary from November last year. Ask Mrs. Charles, who else got that kind of increase? Ask Mrs. Charles, who else is making more money? Ask Mrs. Charles, who else in Dominica can pay freely for their medical expenses and pay their light bill on time? Matt, if you go to Domlec on the 14th and 15th, that's when you see the most people, you know, because they have to scrape for the money to pay their bills. That's where the country is. And Mrs. Charles has been part of the people overseeing that economy for years. The Labour Party has been overseeing that economy for 24 years. And the best you can say is tell people what is coming. You have always been saying what is coming that have never reached. You tell them what is coming, and you keep telling them what is coming so they can have an Airbnb to make money. Mrs. Charles, I'm really sad that that's the response that you could give. I thought you'd have been stronger than that.
I'm asking the question, is St. Kitts living in the same world and is affected by all that's happening in the world too? And there is more. The reactions were swift this morning.
I wanted to ask about the capital spending on the tourism budget, because I noticed that from $427 million, the Ministry of Tourism, International Transport, and Maritime Initiatives received $6.4 million. You would know, Mr. Speaker, that that's about 1.5% of the total public sector investment project budget. So a whole minister, a whole ministry, 1.5% of the capital budget. And from that, the ministry is only able to spend 19% of the 1.5%. So 1.5% of the capital budget, only 19% of 1.5% spent, and 19% rate of implementation in the Ministry of Tourism. If she spends less time cursing the United Workers' Party, she may serve the Dominica Labour Party better. She may serve the country of Dominica better.
Dominica first. And any political party who can advise the citizens of its country to do nothing, to do no work, to become lazy and unproductive, it is very dangerous. You know what the Bible says about lazy hands should lead to poverty, that diligent hands make wealth, but lazy hands lead to poverty. That is the word of God. And we call ourselves a Christian nation. And most of the times we're making these statements in our rallies or meetings. When they're making those statements, they're calling God's name, you know. They even had pastor co-hosting their platforms and endorsing these ridiculous statements. And that we have to be very careful with that. We are in a prime time in our country because we are making significant capital investments that we're going to recognize the returns on in a few years. What we need now is an increase in production. We need farmers to plant. We need people to invest. We have to increase in agro-processing. I agree. And that is why the government, even in the last budget, we made provision to do a manufacturing plant. We are focused on increasing productivity. But things happen in phases, and then there are events that happen beyond your control. So at times you are delayed as a government to implement some critical projects and programs you want to do. But what I can tell you is that our country is on the right path. We have to stay focused. All over the world, people are experiencing a little bit of hardship. Because it is normal. You're recovering from a pandemic where the world was on hold for almost 2 years. And then, when you thought, okay, you only had to deal with the pandemic, you are hearing about wars. You have wars going on. You have 2 major wars going on. So all these things impact supplies and will cause inflation. It is not within the government's control. But what we have to focus on is advise people, how do you increase your revenue? And that is why when I speak to my constituents, I say, you see, in these days, you have to think of multiple stream of incomes like many Dominicans are doing. There are many Dominicans who have Airbnb properties. They have their homes, they have their permanent job, but they're renting properties. That is why what any responsible opposition should be encouraging people. There is going to be growth in the country. Position yourself to take advantage of that growth. Make the investments where you can have complementary businesses and needed businesses to support the growth. But no, that is not what we are hearing from the opposition. And that has always been the case with the opposition in Dominica. I listen to other radio stations, Antigua, Grenada. And when you see something is good for the country, they support it. But this does not happen in Dominica.
It is impossible to understand that there is anything which has happened, was about to happen, or was happening in Dominica which could justify the action taken by the government this morning. Nothing at all. The people were gathered peacefully so as to let their elected representatives see that they were totally opposed to the measure which was being tabled in Parliament.
According to Mr. Saverin, anti-government forces in Dominica are planning a ram-type confrontation, and he believes the government will find it extremely difficult to govern.
The public service will not work. The hospital will not work. The fire service will not work. The prison service will not work. The water department will not work. The post offices, the ports, the administrative setup will not work. The private sector unions will also keep their members out on strike. We will be prepared to stay out for as long as it takes, because we believe that the lives of the people of this country must be protected against the government, which will only link itself. I mean, we have to take the government in perspective. Government is dangerous to us and dangerous to the region as a whole.
This is not the first time Dominicans are hearing about do nothing. In 1979, the person who just demoted the office of Prime Minister said the nurses will not work. The policemen will not work. The port will not work. The airport will not work. It's not the first time that this has happened. And she's talking about the Bible. It was the Dominica Christian Council that was one of the main people who was in support of that former president saying that Dominica will not work. Nowhere will work. And it was in the St. Alphonsus Church that they were prayed for while they were saying they will not work. Was that evil then? And was the no call to work good then? And so therefore, I mean, if it was right then, what makes it wrong now? And is this an admission that if it is wrong now, then it was wrong then? But apart from that, the minister also said other things, She made a lot of global comparisons. One of the things she did not do is that she did not say how the wars in Ukraine have economically impacted Dominica. She's just going on some wild general assumptions. She hasn't said how all these global things have affected Dominica. It is amazing that she will say that, because in the midst of COVID and all the global things that are happening, there are other countries that are advancing. There are other countries with less potential of Dominica that are growing. So it's not the first time that we have heard of do nothing. Matt, for 23 years, if we have to go and do nothing, This government in Dominica today has done nothing for the many young people who are not employed. They have done nothing for the builders and the construction industry that has almost gone to naught. They have been for the manufacturing industry and the productive sectors and the agricultural sectors. This government has done practically nothing for the carpenters and the plumbers and the electricians who cannot make their daily living. This government has done nothing for teachers who are struggling on a basic wage, or the policemen or the firemen or the nurses who are trying to make a day. This government has done nothing for the fisher folk of Dominica. So for 20 years, they have done nothing. It's just what this do nothing is from the recipe book of this government, who has done nothing to advance the development of Dominica economically. They have done nothing to bring the people socially on a higher level of Dominica. This government has done nothing for the cultural industries apart from what they have met, and the list goes on. This government has done nothing for the many of the rural folk in Dominica who cannot make their daily earn a daily living. This government have done nothing for the hucksters so that they can continue to live effectively. This government has done absolutely nothing. And yes, Mr. Parrish was right when he made the analogy of and it's not only just this year, and I'm glad he's saying that he's going to be a resource person, because if you go back over the 23 years of the tourism industry in Dominica, and you compare the budgets that have been passed in Parliament and the commensurate amount that have been spent on tourism, is not. This government has done nothing to pay the prizes of the carnival winners of the 2023 carnival competition. This government has done nothing to improve the local bands and the local artists to ensure that they reach somewhere. This government has done nothing for the Ministry of Tourism to increase the budget so Dominica could be advertised on the international level. What has this government done? Nothing. And so the people of Dominica are just showing them in a mirror what they have been doing over the past 23 years by sitting down and doing nothing. And going back historically, when the person whom Dennis Charles supported in 2012 by saying is the best person to be president of Dominica, or whenever she was there, because the government was there, the best person to run this was the man who told us in 1979 that Dominica will not work, the port will not work, the airport will not work, the nurses, policemen, firemen, teachers in the government sector will not work. And so therefore, she should not be frightened when we hear the term will not work. If it is their demons that are beginning to hunt them, I think it is a time for mea culpa. There's a major movie now, mea culpa. Mea culpa means forgive me. So if that is how they want to plead for the forgiveness of people, by putting on the backs of Dominica a president who began the mantra of do nothing in 1979, and a government that has done nothing for Dominica, but simply brought us 25 years backward, then this is the time when they should reflect in the mirror and do something and get out of there so that Dominicans themselves can begin to do things for themselves.
I know you want to add your voice to the barrage of comments following the statement there by Denise Charles. You know, I've said many a times, sometimes it's better to stay quiet and remove all doubt. $142. On the telephone, 142. Yes.
Hey, Matt. Good afternoon, buddy. How are you?
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
I am well. Thank you very much. I say we have to give thanks because, Matt, clearly this is beginning to hurt this government. The fact that Dominicans have finally, as they are seen from their perspective, have decided it is time to do something about the fact that this government has done nothing to enhance our ability to survive with some level of dignity and comfort in this country after almost 25 years. They have done nothing. The people have finally decided that the way to get them to do something is to do nothing. And so what is about to happen right now, they are scared, but this is why we, the people, must continue to do what we are doing. And so on Monday, Dominica will be a better place as of Monday, because this should continue as long as is necessary. Because clearly, as has been stated before, they are in a position where they can do nothing to fight the people doing nothing. Because what is beautiful about it is each individual is taking a decision and will be taking a decision to do nothing. None of them will know who is doing nothing, what they are doing, and they can do nothing about it. Because I will end by saying, in this country, I know it still remains that people can become sick, or people can have, or employees that is, can have urgent matters to take care of. And when once this situation exists, that person has the legal right to stay at home and take care of these two things, whether it be they are sick or be that they have some urgent matter to deal with. And that is an individual choice, and no employer can take punitive action against a person for either of those, and only the person knows if they are sick or if they have urgent matter. So I say, hooray, Dominica, Monday, we are doing nothing. We are doing nothing on Monday. We are just going to eat and relax. We are doing nothing. It's our time. Thank you very much, brother.
All right. Thank you very much. 1:45 is the afternoon time. Let's continue to take your phone calls. Yes?
Yeah, Matt. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all my Dominicans at home and abroad. Matt, listen to me. We, the Dominican people, right? We have been trauma bonded with that narcissistic government for 25 years now. And I believe it's time for us to break out from that trauma bonded thing that we're in, and open up our eyes and stop all ourselves to be manipulated by that narcissistic regime, right? You see what that lady come and do there, that lady come and say there? That is just a manipulative trick, to try to make people, allow them to continue abusing the nation narcissistically, like how they did all the years. You understand? The people and them finally start to open up their eyes, and it's good that a lot of people can open up their eyes and see. And I just hope that everybody come together and take a stand, because enough is enough. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. 1:47 is the afternoon time. Talk to me. I'm here. Hello. Nobody on the line. Let's try another call. Are you there?
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Yes.
Matt, I have two questions for the tourism minister. I want to ask her, did she work for the people of Soufriere when the people of Soufriere was crying when they were on their knees? Did she work for them? So that two persons that was hard working for the people of Soufriere lost their life. Did she work for them? Did she hear their cry? Another thing, Matt, a lot of tourist people coming up to the Mont Prosper, and they asking for where is what to wait, where is this, where is that. Matt, if she was working, she would see that to put some boards to say, well, this is Mont Prosper, this is there. And if they had continued the road from Mont Prosper to Waterwaven, then the people and them, instead of coming up to Mount Prospect and going back down, they would just continue the road and follow the road and then go towards Waveland. And it would be a tourism boost for Mount Prospect, because like Mount Prospect is not on the map. Nothing's not happening for Mount Prospect. Another thing, I hear she quote the Bible saying about the Bible say about lazy people should do whatever. She know what she say. But I know I read in my Bible a lazy person not supposed to eat. And that is what they are doing, because they're only say they are lazy people, and only to understanding that the same lazy people, he said that lazy, they're not doing their work, they're not working for their constituents. He bring them back in his camp and giving them more money. So more money for them, none for us. More food on their table, no food for their table. So I want to tell the tourism minister, take a good look at herself and her job, and then she'll go back and talk. I am there for no day work.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's listen to this voice note.
Good afternoon, Matt. Listening to the program, locked in from the UK. And I really couldn't believe what I heard Dennis Charles just said. Dennis Charles came out and being defensive rather than coming out and bringing answers to the citizens of Dominica. I mean, let's be honest, Matt. I wouldn't even let Dennis Charles run a corner shop for me, because Dennis Charles cannot put a clear business plan together. As Minister of Tourism, you were given £15 million the UK, $15 million to invest in tourism to boost the economy where there is a lack of work. And you couldn't even put a basic plan together as to how you were going to spend that money. I mean, is that really the kind of people we've got representing us Dominicans? I mean, this is a disgrace, absolute disgrace. Dennis Charles spoke about having multiple streams of income. We can do that here in the UK because it's a different economy. Dominica, some people don't even have one job, not even a job, their main job. How are they supposed to have multiple streams? I mean, Denise Charles said things are on track. What's on track? Is it a train? Is the train back on the track? Nothing's on track in Dominica. Everything is plummeting downhill, and it's an embarrassment, and it's a shame, and it's a disgrace.
All right, a voice there from the UK. So everybody's listening. Everybody's listening. Just an announcement there. Dowasco apologizes to customers in the Marigot and Wesley area for the unscheduled interruptions in the water supply on Thursday, February 29th and Friday, March 1, 2024. This is as a result of a busted distribution line. The Wasco assures customers that works are being undertaken to have the water supply restored in the quickest possible time. The Wasco regrets any inconvenience caused and thank its customers for their cooperation and understanding. Let's continue taking your phone call. On the telephone, hello, yes?
Good afternoon, Matt. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Okay, Matt, I suspect you on your pal rep today since morning, ain't it?
She's the one trending.
Well, Matthew, you have to congratulate her because she has done a lot of achievement in the Soufriere constituency, in particular in Scott said, Matt. Because, first of all, she destroyed DIFES. She's the Minister of Tourism. She destroyed DIFES. Matt, there's a building in Scott said they used to call Old Town before. They used to call it Shaka's building. Mm-hmm. If you see that building now, the building is crying. How Dennis Charles has bring this building. It's a shame. Matt, let me tell you something now. Although no happening, man. That Caribantic building crying for help to see the condition of how Dennis Charles bring the building. Every year, they have to nail a 2x4. Every year, a 2x4 is nailed. Matt, there are some villages in Dominica when you grow up as a child. You always know those villages have carnival. For example, I'll tell you like Portsmouth, you have St. Joseph, you have Granby. There are certain villages we know. Who is Dennis Charles today to come and destroy our carnival? Matt, there is nothing wrong in your constituency if you want to make a little diversification in terms of carnival. But Matt, I don't have a problem if you bring Carnival in Point Michel. But Point Michel was never a village for Carnival. You live in Soufriere, Scott said that is the culture of Carnival. And that is the second year. Okay, the first year you bring Carnival Point Michel. Why you don't bring Carnival back to Scott said for the following year? 2 years you bring Scott Carnival in Point Michel and you ignore Soufriere and Scott said. She has failed, she has destroyed the village, and she have the people in the constituency like beggars. You know why she have them like beggars? The only string she remain in the constituency, Matt, is the houses they're building in Savannah right now. There's a housing project going on. And she have them like little children. She promising them. So in other words, they are afraid who want house. They're not sure if they'll get house. So she have them by their balls. But all I telling the people, they will be surprised to see the people that going to get the houses. Matt, this woman has failed. She killed I first. She killed everything. Matt, you get a gift. Soufriere Scott said is a tourism area. Matt, you have been coming there. The woman haven't done not one thing, no Matt, to enhance the community and the people. Matt, people just DAE. It's a shame. Tell her, pack and go. Thank you, Matt.
All right, thank you. That's a constituent there from the Soufriere, Scottsdale area. Talk to me, yeah?
Mr. Peltier, blessings to you. What's up?
Blessings to you.
Can you hear me clearly, Matt?
I'm hearing you clearly, yes?
All right. Matt, you said something this morning I took note of, having to do with the lady talking about everything that is happening in the world, war, Maria, COVID-19. You said something, Matt. I don't know if you took note of what you said, Matt. You know what you said in relation to that, Matt?
In terms of a salary?
So Matt said, so you did not know that when you accept the 20-something% and watch your prime minister take 30-something%? And I said, boy, Matt hit the nail on the head, on the toe, Matt.
On the head.
Matt, it is so sickening. You remember when she talked about 365 rivers to dredge all of them, it will be exuberant?
Mm-hmm.
You can remember that word, Matt, exuberant?
You have a memory, man, and blessings.
I thought it would be exorbitant, and she did not correct herself. So when people saying she is supposed to just stay quiet, Matt, when you have a master with a whip on your back, even if it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, AM, PM, it doesn't matter. I wake up and say, Blessings, go and make a fool of yourself.
But Blessings, if your master is your friend, you should be able to tell him the truth, right?
That's it, my brother. That's it. If you knew things are so bad, even if it was in your interest to say, please, I decline it, sir. Come on. On that kind of heart, that now you want to use it to gain some dirty, I don't say cheap, some dirty, stinking political point. And when people can clearly discern, people can differentiate and conclude what is happening in
and you notice, Blessings, I don't know for what reason, my pal rep is the only one defending at this time, only minister we've heard on that subject.
And that is what I did not want to delve too deep into it. That's why I say when you have a master and at any hour they can just call you. I don't know what's her relationship, if it's just political, if it's beyond political, I don't know. But Matt, I am just saying, you telling people prepare for what is to come after 25 years, Matt, 24 years, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You asking them to prepare for what is to come, not what is happening or what that has been done. Matt, that level of, I don't want to say stupidity. Maybe it's not ignorance. Yes, she's a very educated person, Matt.
She's a bright lady, yes.
But where her common sense? Where's discretion, Dennis? I mean, I like you as a person. I don't even know. I just seen you on TV, on the newspaper or something. But darling, come on. If you're that, if you can calculate that much and put things into proper context, while things are so bad, as Matt said, and I say in that your constituents, don't mean that said it's Matto, why didn't you decline? Having to do with a 20-something% raise and your prime minister get 30-something%. So, Matt, it is sad to see. Matt, a trial run that way, Matt. There is nothing to say confirm how successful it is going to be. And Matt, who come up with that idea? You don't think it's you that gave Edison James and them that idea, Matt?
I think it was
Them people scrambling. Why them people scrambling? Matt, people need to come up with more creative ideas and just terrorize them without saying nothing. That is how they call it, Matt. When you're inciting with no words of incitement, but you just say they do nothing day, and everybody started to make noise.
Panic.
Matt, I'm listening.
Panic. Yeah, 1:58 is the afternoon time. I'm hearing some news that police and customs were at some media house early or mid-afternoon here. I don't know what they're in search of, but apparently some computers may have gone with some computers, and they were searching all on the upstairs there, police and customs. Whatever they're looking for, I don't know, but I'm just hearing that some radio station, a sister radio station, may have been raided by the police. As to what reason, I am not too sure. Okay, 1:59. That's the news coming in. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
But good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
But it is time that we put a hook on Kerry, the tabloid of the CDC, and all his ministers. But they are afraid because these Kerry and the ministers, they cannot give an account for a lot of money. So they are shivering in their shoes. But they are trying everything to cover their dirty work. But we have to put the hook on them. They do nothing for us, so now we have to do nothing. But secondly, mostly all the houses carried building Cochrane leaking and the toilet backing off. Some of the people have to put tails here and there and there in the house to sell their water. And I can stay in my house and see they are always on the roof putting plaster on the roof because there is a lady, she's about 80-something years, and the house is leaking. So self-carry, he do nothing. So we have to do nothing to get this stupid man out. This stupid, but I don't, they have so many names, I don't know what to call him. Get him out. That's what we need.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. 2:00 is the Eastern Caribbean time. Talk to me. Yes.
Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I just came from Trafalgar, Matt, and a visitor fell, one I wasn't responsible for. And I have a hell of a time trying to set her upright and sit her down and those kind of things. And the reason she fell is because maybe, I don't know, 6 or more months ago, some big rocks fell and broke the stairs. And it hasn't been fixed, man. Those stairs have not been fixed. And you have fragile people from the cruise ship come in there and you say it's your number one site. You remember they were trying to keep some people out of there as they call it a premium site, Matt, right? That's what they call it, a premium site. Well, it's called a premium site, but let's just say it's in a dilapidated condition, at least the track to the viewing platform. Tell the Minister of Tourism, whoever who he or she is, fix it. Get to work. Fix it. Stop politicking. Stop playing politics. Get to work. You got the money? Fix the track. Fix the steps to the waterfall. That's what needs to be done. Get going on it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. On the telephone, yes. Good afternoon to you. Back to you. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, Dominica.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, I've been listening for a little while there, and I just thought I'd call. Okay.
Okay.
I heard I think it's the Minister of Religion responding to the Minister of Politics, and he said that she said that the war in Ukraine was affecting the Caribbean, Dominica, but she didn't say how. I am somewhat disappointed in the Minister of Religion in that he expects the minister to speak of things beyond her competencies, right? Because for them, Dominica exists in a vacuum. The only time Dominica does not...
You're making a very significant point. So the same thing that's happening in the Ukraine and in Russia, is it not affecting St. Kitts?
Oh, man, hold on now. You're just taking all the little comments I'm calling with, man. Okay? Because the minister made reference to St. Kitts and all these places there. Antigua, not St. Kitts yet, at the end of this month, would have received 140,000 cruise passengers for the month of February alone. Okay? 147,000 cruise passengers. How many did Dominica receive? And she's making reference to St. Kitts, to St. Kitts and Antigua. St. Kitts receives over 1 million tourists every year. They can accommodate 5 cruise ships in one area at one time. Dominica, you have to accommodate 1 down at the bayfront and 1 at the port. And when you accommodate 1 at the port, you have to lock down the port because you cannot have commercial activities and cruise activities on the port at the same time. It is against the cruise industry rules, right? And she said that they budgeted for some manufacturing plant.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt, what was Bello and DCP and all them doing? Weren't they into manufacturing?
And they simply disappeared.
And they disappeared. They can belly up. So when the minister is speaking, God, man, we got to look, make sure we put our brains in gear before we put our mouth into action. We have to do that. Put your brains in gear. And how long are we going to continue blaming COVID and Maria? St. Kitts face COVID, Antigua face COVID, St. Lucia face COVID. Dominica is bigger by size, geographically, than all of these islands. And minister, the one whose voice is gone there,
You mean Dennis?
The minister whose voice is gone, he retired, right?
You mean Austri?
Austri told us we're last Kakarat. So what is Dennis and what are the other ministers doing to get us out of last Kakarat situation? Absolutely nothing. So for those in Dominica who have never traveled, right, and believe we're in a good position, we are not. I remember when I was in Dominica as a small kid, there's a guy from a neighboring village who said, if you die in Dominica and never travel, you go straight to heaven because you have not seen life. Okay? And so the ministers in Dominica are speaking to those who have not left the place, who do not know what development is, who do not know what anything else is. So they believe everything in Dominica is the best and everything is measured by the standards in Dominica. They are wrong. Dominica is not setting the trend in anything. We are behind in everything. Our agriculture is dead. We are not making strides in tourism. We have a Black Purse geothermal program coming online. Everything in Dominica is dead and just eating money. And the only people benefiting are the ministers. The minister said that we need different streams of income. Matt, the only persons who can do that and who rent property are the ministers who are buying a Roseau. Where is a poor man going to get money to buy Roseau and build a property in Roseau to rent? People in Portsmouth who had their properties depending on Ross University have lost that income. And so they're selling crazy and leaving the place because nothing is there. Dominica, as I've referred to it on social media, is a retirement home. You go out away, you live your life, when you're ready, you come back to Dominica. You come down to Roseau once a week, you do your shopping, and you go back in the bush where you live. If you want to use a bullseye, you use a bullseye. If you have current, you can continue. But there is nothing in Dominica to encourage people to return to Dominica or to live a life in Dominica. So I beg the minister before she speaks, and like you said, okay, it is better to keep your mouth shut and be thought of as a fool than to open it and erase all doubt. Minister Denny, keep quiet.
All right, caller, thank you very much. Thank you. I want to draw reference to a statement, a comment that was sent to me early, which we could use as a reference point to what is happening in Dominica, what is scheduled to happen in Dominica come Monday. Let's listen to this voice note from America. Listen well.
There's 190 million Americans. 190 million. Imagine if, now out of that, all of them don't have jobs, right? Let's just say 90 million working Americans that are actually on the streets, free to move around. Let's just say out of the 90 million, 40 million say, you know what, we're not going to pay the mortgage payments and the taxes anymore. Matter of fact, we've been collaborating, and we've saved up for a month or two. We don't need any gas or food for a month or two, so we're not even going to go shopping. We're not going to get on public transportation. We're not going to use our cars. We're done. We're going to take 2 months off. You know that thing you did to us with the global pandemic when you shut everything off? Well, we're going to shut everything off now. Except we won't turn it back on until you negotiate a better deal with us. Because you work for us. We don't work for you. You are our servants. That's what the government is. You're servants. But you got it where they're telling you everything you can and can't do. And you're afraid of them.
What if we turned off the planet collectively and said, you know what, we're done. Talk to us when you send a representative that we approve of, and we'll start the negotiation process on how we might turn things back on when we're ready under the right conditions suitable for us. And watch them start shaking in their pants. Watch these elites start panicking when the cash flow stops moving. You see? We don't think like that. We think like, man, well, if I participate, but Sally doesn't, then I'm gonna be stuck and I'm not. We know that these techniques work because look at Hollywood. Hollywood been on strike. No writers, no actors, no actors guild, nothing. There's a drought out there. I was just in Hollywood filming my TV series through an independent producer. Everything is shut down. Why? Because they got together and said, you know what? We're not going to allow them to use our image in this AI movie software without paying us. If they're going to use my image in the AI software, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bump them and use AI to take away the acting jobs, but using their faces. But they got together and said, no, that ain't going to happen. You see? That's just a small scale. Now expand it to the big scale. Why can't we do that? Why haven't we done that? I guarantee you 1 month of no revenue moving through this country and everybody going to request their money out of the banks will shut down everything. And then you say, you want us to turn back on? Well, we got to get the technology. Bring us the technology, man. And then, by the way, while you're doing that, while you're bringing out all this great AI stuff and all this cool tech you got coming out to take away all of our jobs, yeah, we're going to take away our debt too. You're going to erase all the debt, mortgage payments down to zero. I want take it all away. Take it away.
And that's the same story here in Dominica. Again, everybody's asking questions. I can only tell you what I know. Customs and police raided some radio station earlier today. What are they in search of? I don't know. That's all I can tell you. But there were heavy police presence. And they may have left, from my reports, unconfirmed with some computers. It's 2:11 on the telephone. Talk to me, yeah?
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
Well, I'm listening to the program that you have right now.
Okay.
And Dominica is getting nowhere. If this government remains in power, we're getting more poor. So, come on, the Dominicans, please stay home, do nothing. Come Monday, from Monday next week. And I am for that also. Because if we continue keeping this government in power, Dominica will even get power. You know, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, my decision now is stay home also. And tell me something. Is Dominica going to close down? Yes or no? Dominica will be closed down from Monday.
Well, that I can't tell you. That depends on what happens, how the workers out there react to the call. Yeah?
All right. I listened to Charles Savre talking. Where is he right now? Is he home or something? You remember what he said? No, all the government departments will not work. The whole country will close down for 47 days. We need to go this way also. All right, that's all I have to say.
All right, caller. Thank you. 2:13 is the afternoon time. The telephones are going crazy. Hi, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, Matt. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to you, sir.
I'm very good. Let me ask you. I don't know if you share the same sentiment. You know, there are two people that regretted that they had no hurricane.
Two people regret.
Yeah.
Well, you know something I don't know.
Yeah, because Eric regretted that there was not a hurricane like Maria, because he would have blamed it and shut the airport down. See, he would have shut down the airport project. He would have shut down this and shut down that and blame it on the hurricane. Because if Dennis Charles can blame it on the pandemic and otherwise, that they would have done the same thing.
Is that your comment? Thank you very much. 2:14. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Hello. 2:14 is the afternoon time. We'll come back after this break. We'll do this and come back. Thank you.
See Christopher Columbus, Stevie, we are Dominic. Premier Batimaika, we say Isa Trading. Kose tourist like a debake sou batola. Isa Trading, Premier Mayoka, we. Se passe la vidéo de la Martinique Guadeloupe. C'est écouter Isa yo kapompe a yo. Comme si di yo à Paris. Shopping galore. Côté Isa Trading. Ponta, pompaga. Customer service with a smile. Good day, Isa Trading. How may I be of service to you? C'est travailler côté Isa gentil. Hot mouette pour manger. Panelette, pansa. Mackerel, toute qualité, peas and beans, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, laundry detergents, washing machine, frozen meats, AC units, fridge, toute qualité, lumière solaire, TV, cabane, pots and pans, stereo sets, close sous ou capouelle, la bière banks, Airwom, XM, Sao Power, Madepouille, toute qualité appareil, upstairs, downstairs, kitchen, cellar. For the best in affordable quality products, it's Isa Trading. We are here for you.
Person passative pour dire nous, but if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus Vepladu. Emote tell Makota, my family brought me to Linus after I die. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, my jamais avec à West Special à l'émotive vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. With a 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un yen bas ou dire. Pierre 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100. Or the emergency number 277-1800. If you get busy in Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go, hold the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama Tutu family, si c'est pas Linus, il a venu à l'été.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
Unlock tomorrow's wheel. Auto Trade presents a golden chance to win a brand new 2024 Nissan Frontier during an unforgettable night with Nissan. Mark your calendars, March 27th at 6 p.m. Join us for an evening of style, sophistication, and all things Nissan. Here's the exciting part. There are no limits. Purchase as many tickets for your golden chance to win a brand new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Only $150, that inclusive, secures your spot. It's easy. Just click the exclusive promotion link in the Auto Trade app, website, or social media to purchase your ticket. It's your chance to own a 2024 Nissan Frontier at Auto Trade. It's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship.
What's your take on what you're hearing?
Well, Matt, first of all, let me say good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners. I'm always careful with responding to the detractors and people who try to deflect from the real issues.
That's Mr. Delbert Paris there, a senator from Marigot.
Some of the ministers of the government do when people finally decide to take a stand and they hear, sometimes even their own people, the people who have supported and put them in power, when they hear them complaining and talking and trying to get answers to the questions that they're asking, they create a spin and a deflection. And sometimes what happens is when we focus on that, that tends to distract us from the real issue. So I'm always careful with responding to what a minister says in response to the people. Because in my mind, Matt, what the minister should have done was to come and give a report of the performance of the Ministry of Tourism and to see what the Ministry of Tourism has been doing in terms of creating multiple streams of income for the people.
It is impossible to understand that there is anything which has happened, was about to happen, or was happening in Dominica which would justify the action taken by the government this morning. Nothing at all. The people who gathered peacefully so as to let their elected representatives see that they were totally opposed to the measure which was being tabled in Parliament.
According to Mr. Saverin, anti-government forces in Dominica are planning a round-type confrontation, and he believes the government will find it extremely difficult to govern.
The public service will not work. The hospitals will not work. The fire service will not work. The prison service will not work. The water department will not work. The post offices, the ports, the administrative setup will not work. The private sector unions will also keep their members out on strike. We will be prepared to stay out for as long as it takes, because we believe that the lives of the people of this country must be protected against the government, which not only links itself. I mean, we have to take the government in perspective. Government is dangerous to us and dangerous to the region as a whole.
This is not the first time Dominicans are hearing about do nothing. In 1979, the person who just demoted the office of Prime Minister said the nurses will not work, the policemen will not work, the port will not work, the airport will not work. It's not the first time that this has happened. And she's talking about the Bible. It was the Dominica Christian Council that was one of the main people who was in support of that former president saying that Dominica will not work, nowhere will work. And it was in the St. Alphonsus Church that they were prayed for while they were saying they will not work. Was that evil then? And was the no call to work good then? And so therefore, I mean, if it was right then, what makes it wrong now? And is this an admission that if it is wrong now, then it was wrong then? But apart from that, the minister also said other things. She made a lot of global comparisons. One of the things she did not do is that she did not say how the wars in Ukraine have economically impacted Dominica. She's just going on some wild general assumptions. She hasn't said how all these global things have affected Dominica. It is amazing that she will say that, because in the midst of COVID and all the global things that are happening, there are other countries that are advancing. There are other countries with less potential of Dominica that are growing. So it's not the first time that we have heard of do nothing. Matt, for 23 years, if we have to go and do nothing, this government in Dominica today has done nothing for the many young people who are not employed. They have done nothing for the builders and the construction industry that has almost gone to naught. They have been for the manufacturing industry and the productive sectors and the agricultural sectors. This government has done practically nothing for the carpenters and the plumbers and the electricians who cannot make their daily living. This government has done nothing for teachers who are struggling on a basic wage, or the policemen or the firemen or the nurses who are trying to make a day. This government has done nothing for the fisher folk of Dominica. So for 20 years, they have done nothing. It's just what this do nothing is from the recipe book of this government, who has done nothing to advance the development of Dominica economically. They have done nothing to bring the people socially on a higher level of Dominica. This government has done nothing for the cultural industries apart from what they have met. And the list goes on. This government has done nothing for many of the rural folk in Dominica who cannot make their daily, earn a daily living. This government have done nothing for the hucksters so that they can continue to live effectively. This government has done absolutely nothing. And yes, Mr. Parris was right when he made the analogy of and it's not only just this year, and I'm glad he's saying that he's going to be a resource person. Because if you go back over the 23 years of the tourism industry in Dominica, and you compare the budgets that have been passed in Parliament and the commensurate amount that have been spent on tourism, is not. This government has done nothing to pay the prizes of the carnival winners of the 2023 carnival competition. This government has done nothing to improve the local bands and the local artists to ensure that they reach somewhere. This government has done nothing for the Ministry of Tourism to increase the budget so Dominica could be advertised on the international level. What has this government done? Nothing. And so the people of Dominica are just showing them in a mirror what they have been doing over the past 23 years by sitting down and doing nothing. And going back historically, when the person whom Dennis Charles supported in 2012 by saying is the best person to be president of Dominica, or whenever she was there, because the government was there, the best person to run this was the man who told us in 1979 that Dominica will not work, the port will not work, the airport will not work, the nurses, policemen, firemen, teachers in the government sector will not work. And so therefore, she should not be frightened when we hear the term will not work. If it is their demons that are beginning to hunt them, I think it is a time for mea culpa. There's a major movie now, mea culpa. Mea culpa means forgive me. So if that is how they want to plead for the forgiveness of people, by putting on the backs of Dominica a president who began the mantra of do nothing in 1979, and a government that has done nothing for Dominica, but simply brought us 25 years backward, then this is the time when they should reflect in the mirror and do something and get out of there so that Dominicans themselves can begin to do things for themselves.
Winning numbers for Dominica National Lottery midday draw of Friday, the 1st of March 2024. The 33 midday draw winning numbers are 4, 6, and 0, and the multi-X ball is 2X. There were 41 winners. Big 4 midday draw winning numbers are 7, 2, 2, and 5, and the multi-X ball is FP. Total payout is $1,200. One-off midday draw winning numbers are 1, 6, and 5. Play for draw winning numbers are 6, 8, 9, and 18. There were 32 winners. Pick 2 with multi-X midday draw winning numbers are 4 and 3. And the multi-X ball is 2X. The next midday draw is on Saturday, the 2nd of March, 2024. Remember, at Dominica National Lottery, everything is possible.
You have to love Dominica first. And any political party who can advise the citizens of its country to do nothing, to do no work, to become lazy and unproductive, it is very dangerous. You know what the Bible says about lazy hands should lead to poverty, that diligent hands make wealth, but lazy hands lead to poverty. That is the word of God. And we call ourselves a Christian nation. And most of the times we're making these statements in our rallies or meetings. When they're making those statements, they're calling God name, you know. They even had pastor co-hosting their platforms and endorsing these ridiculous statements. And that we have to be very careful with that. We are in a prime time in our country because we are making significant capital investments that we're going to recognize the returns on in a few years. What we need now is an increase in production. We need farmers to plant. We need people to invest. We have to increase in agro-processing, I agree, and that is why the government, even in the last budget, we made provision to do a manufacturing plant. We are focused on increasing productivity, but things happen in phases, and then there are events that happen beyond your control. So at times you are delayed as a government to implement some critical projects and programs you want to do. But what I can tell you is that our country is on the right path. We have to stay focused. All over the world, people are experiencing a little bit of hardship. Because it is normal. You're recovering from a pandemic where the world was on hold for almost 2 years. And then When you thought, okay, you only had to deal with the pandemic, you are hearing about wars. You have wars going on. You have 2 major wars going on. So all these things impact supplies and will cause inflation. It is not within the government's control. But what we have to focus on is advise people, how do you increase your revenue? And that is why when I speak to my constituents, I say, you see, in these days, you have to think of multiple stream of incomes like many Dominicans are doing. There are many Dominicans who have Airbnb properties. They have their homes, they have their permanent job, but they're renting properties. That is why what any responsible opposition should be encouraging people. There is going to be growth in the country. Position yourself to take advantage of that growth. Make the investments where you can have complementary businesses and needed businesses to support the growth. But no, that is not what we are hearing from the opposition. And that has always been the case with the opposition in Dominica. I listen to other radio stations, Antigua, Grenada. And when you see something is good for the country, they support it. But this does not happen in Dominica.
I listen to you.
All right, we'll come back. We'll come back to you, Pastor. I just heard a point that just on the line there a minute. She says there's going to be growth in the country. So are you admitting, Madam Minister, there has been no growth for the past 24 years? Just a question, huh? Just a question. Somebody else just sent me another message there from the constituency of Suffolk. Scott said, a piece of road between Suffolk and Scott's Head was broken during Maria. That's since 2017. And the PAL rep is yet to give this piece of road any attention. Would you consider yourself a lazy PAL rep? And that's a question from one of your constituents there in the Scottsdale area. We are about to play again Pastor Randy Rodney.
I listened to you on DBS this morning, Matt, and I had a laugh. I had a laugh for many reasons. I am the person who co-hosted the meeting on Sunday, and quite frankly, to you, Madam Minister, and everybody else, I'm happy I did. Very happy I did. I know some people are angry about it, and some people are not happy about it, and that's fine. That is understood. But a few things, Matt, on Mrs. Pemberton's really weak comments. Number one, I am the same person who said to the government years ago that you're creating a mendicant society. You have people whom you give money every week and they do no work. Now the minister quoted the Bible and said politicians quoting the Bible to suit them. Madam, take the lesson for yourself. Here's what the Bible says. If a man does not work, neither should he eat. But you providing money for people who don't work. You give them housing, they don't work. And you don't expect them to be poor. Mendicancy means that you develop in a begging society. A begging society is a poor society, and we've been there for a long time. So this government is on record in its doing as developing a lazy mentality, a lazy society, a society of people who are not working, only because they want this money in their pockets to vote for them. That's number one. Number two, Mrs. Pemberton, my understanding is that her academic prowess is finance and accounting. My goodness, you're asking people to do something that they are not able to do. Madam, they cannot put food on their table. You're asking them to get a second string of income. The people in Dominica who have the Airbnbs, check who they are, where their finance coming from, what do they do? Most of the people in Dominica have loans already to their necks, and they cannot buy bread for their children, madam. If they cannot buy bread for their children, it means they have problems with their debt to equity ratio. They cannot raise the income to put a bedroom for Airbnb unless their children leave and they have the room there. Madam, Don't let politics blind your smartness, because I am sure you are brighter than that, right? Here's the third thing about that, Matt, about Mrs. Pemberton's weak response. The government has been an expert in dividing and ruling the country. So you have pastors who sing your praises, whether you take the country to hell in a handbasket or not. There must be some who have some head bounty, who have a little bit of wisdom to say, no, that's enough. And I happen to be one of those among the other pastors in the gathering who says that, listen, we have enough. We need to change course. But you all have not been listening, because the only thing the government pays attention to, Matt Peltier, is the people who clap for them. These are the only people that they pay attention to. If you clap for the government, they love you. If you just say something that is not siding them, they hate your guts. So they pull you off. These people don't attend the service at my church even if it's an official funeral, you know, Matt. It's not in an official funeral. And they think they hurt me. They think they can sideline me and make me poor so that I will come to genuflect for this. That is what is upsetting you, madam. And I think as a professional in finance and accounting, you need to raise your head above the politics and know how to lift the standard of any people. You are right in the statement you made that people must look for multiple streams of income. But you cannot have no multiple if the single you have can't put bread on your table, right? So, Mrs. Dennis Charles, I am happy that I did this, and I'm happy that you could recognize somebody's rising to do that, because now the call that the opposition parties have made is to say, you have made us lazy, let's all be lazy, right? Finally, Matt, Mrs. Charles received an increase of 28% on her basic salary from November last year. Ask Mrs. Charles, who else got that kind of increase? Ask Mrs. Charles, who else is making more money? Ask Mrs. Charles, who else in Dominica can pay freely for their medical expenses and pay their light bill on time? Matt, if you go to Domlec on the 14th and 15th, that's when you see the most people, you know, because they have to scrape for the money to pay their bills. That's where the country is. And Mrs. Charles has been part of the people overseeing that economy for years. The Labour Party has been overseeing that economy for 24 years. And the best you can say is tell people what is coming. You have always been saying what is coming that have never reached. You tell them what is coming, and you keep telling them what is coming so they can have an Airbnb to make money, Mrs. Charles. I'm really sad that that's the response that you could give. I thought you'd have been stronger than that.
It is impossible to understand that there is anything which has happened, was about to happen, or was happening in Dominica which could justify the action taken by the government this morning. Nothing at all. The people who gathered peacefully so as to let their elected representatives see that they were totally opposed to the measure which was being tabled in Parliament.
According to Mr. Saverin, anti-government forces in Dominica are planning a ram-type confrontation, and he believes the government will find it extremely difficult to govern.
The public service will not work. The hospitals will not work. The fire service will not work. The prison service will not work. The water department will not work. The post offices, the ports, the administrative setup will not work. The private sector unions will also keep their members out on strike. We will be prepared to stay out for as long as it takes, because we believe that the lives of the people of this country must be protected against the government, which will only link itself. I mean, we have to take the government in perspective. Government is dangerous to us and dangerous to the region as a whole.
And in more recent times, I will remind you, Miss Dennis Charles, was it the same Mr. Saverin who called for a boycott of British Mat? Do you remember how many workers were sent home? Were they lazy? Or were the jobs taken away from them? By a single statement by Mr. Charles Saverin. I hope you remember that too. Would you have considered them lazy? Sometimes I always say you have to think before you speak. Madam Pal Rep, I'm sort of disappointed. And you notice that a lot of many of the acolytes have been avoiding the issue in terms of the $6.4 billion that has been asked for. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yeah?
Yes, Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, I have listened to Dennis Charles so many times for the morning, Matt. And I'm trying to make out of what her statement, what
Try to make sense out of what happened, eh?
Yes, Matt. But the only thing I could come up with is that Dennis Charles' mouth run away without consulting her brain. You know, I cannot understand a person who is a finance person come and talk some gibberish like that, Matt. When the
I don't know if Pastor Rodney, I don't know if she had she's qualified in the financing. I think it's human resource, but I'll correct that. Yes, maybe that.
Maybe correct that, Matt.
Yes.
But she's involved with an administration who have been giving people money on every Tuesday. Matt, we used to see the people gather on in front of the financial center, Matt, on certain Thursdays or Wednesdays or what days it was. You know, that's the do nothing that was happening then. Dennis Charles, Dennis Pemberton, Mrs. Pemberton, this is the do nothing thing that started. When the people, you all were just giving people money, leaving their home and giving people money. And Matt, you know, one of the things, they give people money so much. Some women from a particular village, you know, when they get the money, you know where they go? Blast. They go to Blast and play and see how they can
win more
money or win whatever money, Matt. You know, the money they get do not go into anything productive, Matt. Okay? They don't take the money and say, let them go and buy some packs of celery and parsley and whatever and plant it or sow it for them to sell in the market or so. They take that and go to the Blast. So Dennis Charles, please consult your brain before you open your mouth. Matt say it in one way. I put it in a different way. Your mouth run away without consulting your brain. Good afternoon, Matt.
Again, 449-3095-96 and 97. These are the numbers to call. 240. Hello, talk to me. Yes?
Matt.
Yes.
She says she listening to radio station overseas, Antigua and Grenada and whatever she say. I want to ask her if she listening to Observer Radio. And another thing again, when are you talking about how much percent the ministers take to give themselves and give to other people? Or you must say how much money, you know, for the ordinary people to understand. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you say 28%, we don't know how much money that go up on their salary. Just 21%. But if you see, well, the 28% is $1,500 on the month, we'll more understand, you know.
All right, caller, thank you. 2:41, we have 19 more minutes before the hour of 3 o'clock. Hello, yes.
Yes, Matt, hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon to all the good people of Dominica. We shall not relent. Mrs. Charles, COVID-19, but you just had a $100,000 wedding. You guys buy land all over Dominica, mansion building. You just take a 30% rate of your salary. Your prime minister carry 50%. You guys never run money my way. Today, you guys comfort zone is. You guys fellas are rough with the comfort zone. Take them out of it. They afraid, they trembling. Or you must go by the any means necessary. Thank you very much.
All right. I don't know why, you know, these people on the government side is basically bothered or trembling about that. The hashtag do nothing campaign is just you know, let's see what the effects may be on Monday, and maybe you will have the reaction, but I don't know why you know, they shivering in the boots there. Hello, talking on the telephone. For what reason? But he said politics is politics. Hello, yes, talk to me.
Hello?
Hello, yes?
Yes, I hope the firemen in Dominica take a leaf from us when we were fire officers back in the 60s and the 70s. I was there when Charlo told us not to do anything. The only thing is that I told Charlo at the time because I was stationed in Roseau.
Mhm.
I say, if a house is on fire, we will respond, because I wasn't going to sit in the fire station till somebody's house
Okay.
burning to the ground to respond. But we did close down Mendenhall Hall, so planes could not come in, because at the airport, once there are no planes on duty or firemen, a plane is not supposed to land. So it's about time Dominicans get up from the behinds and stop being scared of that little communist they have down there. Don't be scared of the guy. What can he do to you? What can he do to the whole population? Dominicans, stand up for your rights. You are in a semi-socialist country, but you can still stand up for your rights. Have a good afternoon, sir.
All right. Thank you. It's 2:43. Hello. Yes.
Mr. Peltier, if it was me, you would be saying it all. It is better to be thought of as a fool and you stop in than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
I suspect you were not listening all the time. Blessings. I've said it about twice, two occasions.
Just
Yeah.
joking with you, Matt. Don't worry. The last time that you just dropped it,
Yes.
it is better to be thought of as a fool. And I get you. We know the rest of it already. Matt, when Dennis talking for people to have several streams of income, Matt, did you use that term?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, the Dominica Lethal Party, the DLP and the Chinese, they're drying up all our rivers, Matt. Matt, you expect for streams to be working, Matt? If they and the Chinese destroying all our rivers, Matt, and telling us about several streams can work here because river or water, Matt, it is bloody sad. Whether if it is some kind of insane tendency these people have, Matt, to believe the good time they are having, Matt, it goes across the board for everybody. I was about to ask Matt Peltier when last he get a raise, but that is too controversial. Matt, who getting raise in Dominica? 20, 30% raise. So then you want to apply your reality to the people who can barely buy bread, who can pay their bills, how they call them, Matt, the utilities.
Mm-hmm.
Telling them to have several, what you asking them to do? Go and check the pampalam, Matt? Go drug dealing, go human trafficking. They're not even good enough to do money laundering because you know who is in that bracket. So it is bloody sad to see these people try to come with the mind-bending technique. Say, if Matt can do it, you can do it too. If Skerrit can have 3, 4, 5 mansions, you can do it too. You haven't got 2 hands and 2 legs now. And those who do work should not eat. Manger, voler.
All right, 2:46. Blessing. Watch your mouth. Yes, people. Even security measures I'm being told are being taken at this time. Even one gate may be open from at the ministerial building there. I know what is the panic about? What is the panic? That's a question I'm asking there. Why are they panicking like this? Because somebody's adding here. They realize that the bon temps is about to end, and their real bosses, the people, are about to take back their business. It's that simple. The bon temps is about to end there. Hello, talk to me. Yes, on the telephone. Yes, sir. But listen to me, Brian, before you go on, because everybody's asking me a question about you. Did you report to the police station, Brian?
With respect to any topic of tourism or economic development in the country, Matt. That is a part of the cabinet cabal, She's a member of the cabinet cabal.
Brian, you haven't answered my question. You can talk about tourism. I'm saying a lot of people are asking questions as to whether you reported to the police earlier. I just wanted a response from you before you move on.
No, the investigating officer was not that present, Matt. So we were waiting until the investigating officer is present because we suspect the 22 want to lock me up indefinitely until the investigating officer returns to duty.
Okay.
So, and Matt, remember in all this, Matt, I am the one reaching out.
Right.
Okay, all the time. No, at no time they have reached out to me. I left my number in several quarters so that we could make an arrangement. I and through my lawyer, Mr. Booney, we are the ones reaching out to them, Matt, so that we could try to assist the investigation that they say they're doing. But it seems, Matt, that they're not interested in me assisting them. Rather, they're more interested in coming to arrest me to make me sleep in the cell indefinitely until the lead investigator comes out, or over the weekend or something like that. I don't know what fun they will have in that, Matt, knowing that I am completely innocent, and they damn well know that, Matt.
All right.
Matt,
Well, thanks for the update. Thanks for the update.
Yes, I was saying, Matt, even according to Dennis, Matt, if you're talking about Brazilian weave, Italian weave, and nails, and those things, and eyelashes, and how to think that you talk to Dennis, that's Dennis' field, that's where she's strong, Matt. Not about tourism, my brother. You check, let's get real, my brother. This is not a subject of Italian weave and Brazilian weave and nails and so on. This is serious business we're talking about. Dennis and them don't know anything about serious business. Not weave we're talking about, my brother. Minister of weave.
Brian, go easy, go easy. No personal attacks here. All right, let's see if we can take a voice note there from.
Matt, I heard the Minister Dennis Charles referred to the Russian war, the Israel war, and the COVID war. It's a wonder she didn't refer to Erica and Maria. But the greatest war, the biggest and longest war that has ever affected Dominica is the economic war on Dominica by the Roosevelt's carried government, the psychological war, the stealing of election war, the increase in abuse of women war, the war on our health system, the health on our agricultural sector, the war on Wesley people. That is the biggest war. And on top of that war will affect them because they take up to 28 to 50% salary increase. So the war will affecting them because the war is on us. But just in case they did not understand the no work, the do nothing day. It was said in Kokoy. So let me say it in English for them. We strike. We striking on Monday in English then. And one last thing. Here's what the Catholic Church says about strike. Strike is a recourse to a non-violent, let me take that again. Recourse to a non-violent strike is morally legitimate when it appears to be the necessary way to obtain a proportionate benefit, and it takes into consideration the common good. That is taken from the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Take that, Dennis Charles.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Rosie. All right, it's 2:50 in the afternoon. Talk to me, yeah?
Hey, my brother, what's up, my brother?
How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I just want to say a fast thing. I don't want to get too much in here buying and here carrying business. So let me call on Mrs. Dennis Charles. Mrs. Dennis Charles, it seems to me that you're on the sidelines listening to everything going on. But it seems to me that you're not studying what we are saying. Mrs. Dennis Charles, the little bit of money that they give you as the parrot there to represent tourism, I would like you to take a little walk up to Botanical Garden. Pack your transport, walk up Valley Road, and you're going to see a sign saying Health Center to enter the Botanical Gardens. That's your work. Go and take it out. Put a proper sign saying Botanical Gardens. Pass around on the other side. Let them fix the toilet where the fellas playing the little basketball there inside. They're smelling a kind of a way. So when I want to let go my little number one and number two, I will not go in the bush and do my little number one. Those are the things for you to look about, not just come on the radio station and blah, 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 blah. Because I'm not in your political game, you know. What I in is my environment, the surrounding of the tongue. You understand? And in closing, Melissa, I calling on you. Past Virgin Lane, check me. We need to talk. The gutter and mosquitoes, the sidewalk, all you fix it a kind of way. Pastor, you share the money. I don't call in your name. On day of community business service, you never pass back. Who take the plywood? I want to know the cement, the side on the side of the road. The sand is on the side of the road. Come and take it out. Let the street walk properly, man.
You're off the tangent right now, my brother. 2:52 is the afternoon time. A little reminder there from Martin Luther King.
True to what you said on paper. I lived in
China or even Russia or any totalitarian country. Maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say, we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around. We aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not.
All right, Dominica, 449-3095. We will get to the promised land according to Martin Luther King. Dominica is 2:55 in the afternoon. Let's get together and be all right.
It is impossible to understand that there is anything which has happened, was about to happen, or was happening in Dominica which could justify the action taken by the government this morning. Nothing at all. The people who gathered peacefully so as to let their elected representatives see that they were totally opposed to the measure which was being tabled in Parliament.
According to Mr. Saverin, anti-government forces in Dominica are planning a ram-type confrontation, and he believes the government will find it extremely difficult to govern.
The public service will not work. The hospitals will not work. The fire service will not work. The prison service will not work. The water department will not work. The post office, the port, the administrative setup will not work. The private sector union will also keep their members out on strike. We will be prepared to stay out for as long as it takes because we believe that the lives of the people of this country must be protected against the government, which only limits itself. And we have to take the government into practice. Government is dangerous to us and dangerous to the region as a whole. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right.
Residents of the Marigot area invited to a community meeting this Sunday from 4 p.m. at the Wills Strathmore School. Main items for discussion include police relation and activity in the community, impacts of airport-related operations in the community, reconstruction work after Frickstorm Fiona. Again, the residents of Marigot are invited to a community meeting this Sunday from 4 p.m. at the Will Strathmore School. Main items for discussion include police relation and activity in the community, impact of the airport-related operations on the community, and reconstruction work after the Frickstorm Fiona. How far are we? A big meeting for you this Sunday, 4 p.m. Monday. Let's see what happens. And again, Dewasco apologizes to customers and in the Marigot and Wesley area for the unscheduled interruption in their water supply on Thursday, yesterday, February 29th, and Friday, March 1. This is the result of busted distribution line. The Wasco assures customers that works are being undertaken to have the water supply restored in the quickest possible time. The Wasco regrets any inconvenience caused.
Let's get together. Be Lord. Be Lord.
A little Bob Marley, a little more Bob Marley before we wrap up there. Let's take a final phone call. Hello, yes. Are you there, caller? You're not. I was giving you the final chance. Good afternoon to you, yes? Hello? Nobody there.
Let's get together and be Lord. I'm seeing to my God.
Just quickly, your plan got so loud, then you are going to have a program, I'm hearing, the hot seat and talk on the block, no callers. That the police will be all around Q95, all over Roseau, because they want to know what the callers will be doing. So they say they have police lie, you marry God, source, breed, have police everywhere. Because if they can get talk on the block, under a hot seat and talk on the block, man, they say they must be engaging in some terrorist business. So, mark me, that's a new idea. Talk on the block, no talk. Hot seat, no talk. Police everywhere, man.
Let's get together and be Lord.
259.
Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. When the man comes, there will be no doom. It's young with chances grow stand. There is things from the Father of creation. Yeah.
Today is Mrs. Mackenzie's last working day at Domlec. Her resignation takes effect on March 3, which is on Sunday. Wish you the best, Miss Mackenzie, Mrs. Mackenzie, Peltier Mackenzie. You did your best. Our next song, stop. Hello, Dominica. Thank you very much, Dominica. Thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow morning. For your favorite Saturday morning show.
Get together and be alright. I'm seeing to my God. That's the best in the Lord. That will be alright. Let's get together and be alright. That's the best in the Lord. Be alright.
All right, it's already 3:01 in the afternoon, huh?
There will be no doom. Chances grow stand. There is no hiding place from the Father of creation. Yeah. Lord, the one. Let's get together and be alright. I'm seeing to my God. Be Lord. Let's get together. Be Lord. Be Lord.
un pile choix. Mais l'on va pas comme ça pour your chemise. T'as pris par la game, baby, baby, please. On fait ma vibration, là, on t'y ralentit. Si vous les manques qui râlent tant qu'on métal, j'en ai contrôlé pour moi, ça pas normal. Pour porter un chalet qui fait me bon petit coup de flot. Oh yeah. Chaque jour qui passe, moi envie qu'il me en embrasse. Ça court, c'est pas tout ça pour moi, c'est pas. Oui, m'a toujours besoin qu'elle entend couillon fiflo. Ralenti. Mami, passe l'âme sous mami, tous les trois belles paroles dans son oreille. Ça va son j'aime là, envie faire l'amour. Ralenti. Moi, envie retirer tout grade qui s'ouvre. À souhait, à moi, mal faut oublier tout problème. Tandis qu'il chante nous en place.
Oh, you an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected. When you share $50,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, $1,000 in cash every single week. Home surround sound system, groceries, small appliances, smartphones, Bluetooth speakers, carnival tickets, and more. Wait, there is more. You could also be the grand prize winner of a $10,000 Visa cash card. Swipe all you like. All you have to do is top up $10 or more. Sign up for any new service from Flow, pay your bills in full, or switch to Flow, and you too can win more.
Get more.
Catch a new vibe on the lingo. More upon more, so the tingo is more with Flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More with Flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video cast app, unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 $ to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes. More upon more, so the tingo. It's more with Flow, now you really know. Get you now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
When a stroke occurs, you have 60 minutes to win or lose the race of your life. There are new treatments, but you must get to the hospital fast. If you suddenly feel weakness on one side or have trouble speaking, walking, or seeing, it could be a stroke. Call 911 or 999. Get to the hospital because how you spend the next 60 minutes could determine how you spend the rest of your life. Stroke. Know the signs. Act in time. A message from the Ray Astor Foundation in partnership with Flow Dominica.
When I reach any party, everybody don't know. Oh, oh, oh. If you think I'm crazy, it's the music that got me so. Oh, oh. When my party people, throw your hands in the sky. I. All my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe with your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah, flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them no. Happiness will be connect. Smile and cheer because it's we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and on and there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and on and there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Independent lady, the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connected. Smile and cheer because it's me flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
We're at about 7 minutes outside of the hour of 3. Good afternoon, Dominica. How you doing today? Of course, once here it is, you know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of the Flow Hour right here live on Carrier FM and Q95. Wherever you are in the world, good afternoon to you. All those celebrating their birthday today, I want to say happy birthday to you. Cut the cake and celebrate some more life and more blessings. Upon you, wishing you all the best on your special day, and of course, many more birthdays to come. Big up to all the match buns, all the prepaid, postpaid, and the broadband customers. Want to say good afternoon to you. Thank you for making Flow your service provider of choice. Hope you guys are having a lovely Friday. Of course, it's the weekend. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Cheers to the weekend. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. And of course, I've got some great news for you today. I've got some exciting news for you today. We have some winners today. Of course, it's another more upon more giveaway. And of course, Francine is here with me today. Good afternoon to you, Francine. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Oh, God, I'm trying to meet your energy. But I'm not sure what you ate this afternoon, but the energy is to the top. Again, good afternoon to everyone, to our customers in waiting, our team who may be tuned in, our retail store, our customers, everyone who is on the Facebook Live. So, if you're listening via radio, you can also tune in because we're live via Facebook. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the live.
That's it.
They need to share the live.
Share the live.
Good afternoon to everyone. I know some special persons are listening. My husband, good afternoon to you. The folks at Tasties always tuned in. So I must say good afternoon to them as well. I think we're also live at the Retail Experience Center. Mm-hmm. So of course, the customers there, good afternoon to you. And I hope that you're having a wonderful experience.
That is it.
Hello, welcome to Flow.
It's the new vibe and the lingo. More upon more, so the tingo is more with Flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More upon more with Flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video, cast app, unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes. More upon more, see how the tingo is more with Flow. Now you really know. Get you now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
We have a plan B.
And of course, just coming from that short break. All right, guys, just coming from that short ad break, of course, we're here to bring you exciting news. Once you hear Francine on the Flow Hour, it's all about Flow and things are banging.
It is definitely hot. It's hot outside and we're bringing some heat, of course, into the studios of Carrier FM, and we're also live on Q95.
Yes.
So again, we're here for another weekly draw, and I'm always excited. I get a special excitement when it's time to call some winners, Urban, because we've had our campaign from January where customers can do the simplest of things. Mm-hmm. You simply need to top up, activate a plan, sign up for services. So it could be a fixed service or a mobile service. Of course, switch to Flow. And I always encourage persons to make that very wise decision. So you could switch to Flow. And lastly, for existing customers, they simply need to pay their bills in full and on time so that they could qualify. So every week we have some amazing prizes that we're going to pull out from the goodie box to gift a few of our customers or qualifiers from our campaign, which we launched in January. And we keep reminding everyone that you need to complete or continue to do these actions. So continue to top up. It's hot outside. I mean, this weekend, it's definitely calling for a River Lime, Urban.
Yes.
River Lime this weekend. And to enjoy that, you need to ensure that you're connected. You need a plan to ensure that you can go live, show us where you're at. You can tag us, tag our page as well. While you're on your way to the river, you need to stay connected with friends. So ensure that you do so. Go out this weekend. It's hot. It's beautiful weather. It's not the weekend to stay inside. So if you're hearing me, you need to pack those bags and you need to, go out, explore the island. I mean, it's so beautiful. But we're here for another draw. And even before we start off for today, so we're still going to continue with Pick a Number, where we're going to call 5 lucky customers. So keep your phones close. If you completed any of these actions, you need to keep that phone close. And we're going to call 5 customers and we're going to have them pick a number. It's that simple. So they pick a number. And of course, behind of every number, there is a wonderful prize that they're gonna win. Compliments Flow. And we're just wrapping up. We're building up the momentum to get to our grand prize. And I'm excited for whoever is going to win that prize. I'm excited already because we're speaking of $10,000. That is big money. Big money. $10,000. A customer is going to walk away with a Visa cash card with $10,000 on there to use as they please. And again, we've been hearing of the Visa cash card and customers, even in the past week, customers have been collecting their cards from the office. Those of you who've never heard of it, again, this is our Q1 or our first 3 months of the year campaign. That's what we refer to as Q1. Yes. So our campaign is running from January to March. And customers who sign up for any broadband product instantly gets a $200 Visa cash card. And you can use that card at whatever supermarket, wherever you wish to. So we're giving you cash. We're giving you a card that you can use as you wish. So you can do whatever you want with it. You can also spend it at Flow, by the way.
Yes, of course. Why not?
You can spend it at Flow, but we're giving you cash back simply as a way to say, welcome to the best company. Welcome, of course. Thank you for joining our broadband team, right? Our broadband family. So again, we're giving away 5 prizes to 5 customers this weekend. And before we go into it, we also want to congratulate our winners from last Friday. And that is Celia King, Nigel Williams, Natalia Esprit, Stephen Sejar, and Mervyn Anthony. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for joining the Flow family. And I hope that you enjoyed your prizes that were collected last week. And we're excited. We're revved up to give away 5 more prizes, Urban, to 5 lucky customers. So, Urban, you're going to give us a little tune. I had a special request, people, this afternoon. I really wanted to hear this one. I don't know, it's been on my mind and it's local. I love it. So this one is from, I'm going to introduce it, Urban.
Yes, go
That's
right
my
ahead.
tune.
Go right ahead. I'm on vacation now.
So this one is from the Ecstasy Band. And this band has been doing it big. We support local. We take that very seriously here at Flow. And we also support our own. And Sherman Antwine, who is actually a Flow employee, also manages that group. And they've been doing so good. I love this song. So I want to start off, Urban. Before we go to the winners, we're going to get a piece. We're going to take one from the Ecstasy Band called Soulmates. Who take one?
Baby, you know I want all of you, and it feels like You don't want me to. Maybe you know I want all of you when it feels like you don't want me to. I don't understand what I have to do for me to get to you. Cause I don't feel secure, it's true, baby. And I just want what's best for you. I can't make up my mind if I should make you mine. Sham de la Saule, baby, you know I want all of you when it feels like you don't want me to. Baby, you know I want all of you when it feels like you don't want me to.
Baby, let me speak my mind. I don't wanna waste my time. For the love I've got for you, you know my love is true. You all I want, you all I need. You're my favorite feeling, my favorite daydream. No need to hesitate. Promise to make you smile every day. I'm gonna set this all on fire.
Baby, you know I want all of you, but it feels like you don't want me to. Baby, you know I want all of you, but it feels like you don't want me to.
Of course, just enjoying this one by the Ecstasy Band. Of course, Francine, I think you know it's time we get into it.
Yes, yes, yes. But a really good one. If you haven't heard it, you need to go ahead and stream it. You need to go ahead and listen. Of course, supporting local. But we're here for the draw. So let's get straight into it, Urban. We're going to call our first customer. And I'm looking at the persons via the live. So good afternoon, Dalton. I'm hoping that you're one of these customers. But if not, remember the promotion goes all the way to March 31st. Okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving the music, and I am happy those on the Facebook Live are enjoying as well. There might be something for you, so stay tuned in. We have our first. Oh, hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
All right. So this is Francine, and we're calling live from the Carry FM studios.
Okay.
Am I speaking with Miss Alicia?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Miss Alicia, how are you feeling this afternoon?
Well, I'm okay. A little flu, but I'm okay.
A little flu. Oh my. Well, I'm going to share some news that I'm hoping that will just take that flu away. To allow you to have a fantastic Friday. Do you want to have a fantastic Friday?
Yes, I do.
So, Alicia, you would have completed one of the actions as part of our More Upon More campaign. And Flow is committing to giving our customers more for completing the usual transaction. So, I know you signed up for services recently, correct?
Yes, I did.
That's right. And as a result, your name was pulled from the goodie bag, and we're going to play a game of pick a number. So I have numbers. Lucky for you, we have all numbers in front of us. We have numbers 1 to 5.
Okay.
So you're going to pick a number, and whatever prize is associated with that number is yours this afternoon. How does that sound?
That's good.
Just good. That's amazing, right? So again, we want to gift you for being a loyal Flow customers and for adding new services. So between 1 to 5, numbers 1 to 5, what number is it going to be for you?
Okay, I'm going to go to number 5.
Number 5. All right. So you went straight to the end. And of course, those of you via the live who are viewing via Facebook, I'm going to show it to you. So she chose number 5. And for number 5, drum roll, Urban, you just won yourself a brand new smartphone. Compliments Flow. So congratulations to you. Of course, we will be in touch so that you could pick up your prize. But again, we thank you for signing up with Flow and for qualifying for this campaign. And I hope you enjoy your brand new smartphone. Any words for us before you go?
Thank you very much. It was wonderful signing up today, so I appreciate the gift.
I just signed up
You signed up today.
Yes, I did.
That's it. Right on time. So congratulations again and welcome officially to the Flow family. We love you. We hope that you continue to enjoy your services.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wonderful. Love it, Urban. Urban got the drum roll, and we congratulate our first customer on her winnings. She chose number 5, and she won herself a smartphone. It's that easy. We're going to call a second customer, right, Urban?
Yes, we are.
That's it.
Wanna waste my time for the love I've got for you. You know my love is true. You all I want. You all I need. You're my favorite feeling, my favorite daydream. No need to hesitate. Promise to make you smile every day. I'm gonna set your soul on fire. Baby, you know I want all of you. You don't want me to. Baby, you know I want all of you. And it feels like you don't want me to.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am fine.
All right, you sound like you're in a good mood today. I'm happy to hear that.
Yes.
Okay, are we speaking with Miss Sandra Girardel?
No, you have the wrong number.
Wrong number. Okay. Well.
All right, so we do apologize for that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Oh, we have the wrong number. What's going on, Urban? Well, we're gonna move on. So again, keep your phones close. And if your name is Sandra Girardel, maybe you should give us a call. Please. Because I think it's just, you're destined to win something today.
That's right.
Baby, you know I want all of you, and it feels like you don't want me to. Baby, you know I want all